20 plus L5P owners, you've been seeing it. We've been releasing our Billet Fass brackets for the Dodge guys. You can check out that link here. 17 to 19 L5Ps, you're still building the hell out of the trucks. We've got Billet Fass brackets for that. But what about Billet Fass bracket for the 20 plus L5P platform? Today on the Point Blank Performance YouTube channel, behind me, we got a brand new 2022 L5P Duramax getting our D3 HP package. And what? We're going to be showing you how to install our brand new Billet Fass bracket on this truck so we can install our stage 1 low pressure fuel system, now down to the meat and potatoes. How do we mount it? We're going to show you where it mounts in the factory location of the factory fuel filter. Number 2, we're going to show you how to put this bracket on this Fass pump. Sounds easy, right? 3 bolts and we're done. The best part about this, we have 3 mounting bolts. It's direct bolt on. There's no drilling required. 20 plus L5P owners, you can now go to pointblankperformance.com. We've got 3 options to build out your low pressure fuel system. Option 1 is what we have on the table, our Billet Fass bracket. Option 2 is I need everything to build out that low pressure system. The sump, the Fass pump, the Billet Fass bracket, the hose, and the clamps. Option 3 is for the guy that's already got a Fass fuel system on his L5P, the 20 plus. He does not need that, but he needs everything else to make that thing go fast. Perfect, we got you covered. But in front of us, we have option 1, just the Billet Fass bracket. That's what we're focused on today, of getting it installed on this truck for you guys. UPS just ran, I unboxed it. We've got our Billet Fass bracket. That's what comes in the package. But all the hardware, you don't have to run to the store. What is it? We have 3 Allen head bolts. They're for the Billet Fass bracket to go through the Fass pump. You need these little spacers. These guys right here, they will be in your Fass fuel system. Make for sure to keep them. There's 3 of them. We will be using them. What about these 3 Allen bolts? Those 3 Allen head bolts go on the back side of the bracket so we can secure it with the washers to the frame. Perfect. What about the wrenches, the sockets? What I need to get this installed? Only 3. We've got a 13mm socket with an extension. We'll need an extension so you can reach through the frame and get one of the nuts off the factory fuel filter housings. Tool number 2, we got an M6 Allen head. It needs to either have an extension or be long like this one, because you will also reach through the frame and tighten up the mounting hardware. Now, tool number 3, a 3/16 Allen head socket. You'll see here, you need that tool so you can secure the bracket to the Fass pump. I got my tools, I got my hardware, I've got the bracket. We're ready to get this installed. Let's start dropping bolts through the bracket. First, we want to make for sure our Fass fuel pump is in the correct orientation to accept the billet bracket. You need to be looking at the H. If it's facing up, we're ready to proceed. Next, grab our billet bracket. On the pump side towards the H, the PBP logo will be facing it here. Now we're ready to put our billet spacers where at? Here, here, and here. So grab them, set them over the holes, number 2 and number 3. You're going to see the triangular holes on the Fass bracket. Line them up with the spacers, put it down over the top. Now we're ready to drop the Allen head bolts through. We'll be grabbing our 3/16 Allen, and this is where you can just start spinning these dudes down till they stop tightening. Give them a good torque. Once you do that, then we're ready for the next step. So you've dropped your 3 Allen head bolts through the Billet Fass bracket, you've used your 3/16, and you have torqued those 3 bolts down. Ours are not torqued for a reason. We'll get to that in a minute. We need to finish, you need to finish prepping your bracket to accept it on the truck. There'll be a reason why. Just follow these steps. This is called a boss. We want to grab our Allen head bolt. There's 3 of them. And the 3 washers. Put a washer onto the Allen head bolt. Don't thread it all the way down. The single-sided boss, Put the bolt on it, thread it 1 or 2 threads. See how much thread's sticking out? There's a reason for this. Now grab another Allen head bolt, put a washer on top of it. The boss, furthest away from me, go ahead and put that bolt into the threads, 1 or 2 threads. You'll understand why when we get to it. Now, for a better representation of how this bracket slides into the frame, we're going to now take our bracket off the Fass Pump. Yes, you'll get to see it with the Fass fuel system on there, and then get it installed. But for starters, we're moving on to the next game plan. Now we're ready for the next step, to get the factory fuel filter housing, which is located directly in front of your fuel tank, off the truck so we can get our billet bracket onto it. What do we need to do, Tyson? How are we going to get it? Well, for starters, I don't want you to get soaked in diesel fuel, so therefore, make for sure you get some towels, follow these instructions. Step 1, on top of the fuel filter housing, there's an electrical connector. Put your finger over the top of it and remove it. Okay, now we've got 2 quick disconnect fittings. You see this hose? If you'll take it off just like that, you won't get near as soaked with diesel fuel. How do I get that connector off? At the very top of it, pinch it. Whenever you pinch it, pull directly up. That releases the safety tab. On the back side, push it down. When you push it down, you can now pull it off its nipple. Some fuel will come out because there's diesel fuel in it. It's a fuel filter. Do that same process on the back side of the fuel filter housing. Okay, fuel lines are off of it. We're good to go. We've got the electrical off of it. Awesome. How do I get the damn thing off the frame? On the back side. Now keep this thing level, because if you don't, you're gonna take a bath, and I'm telling you, you don't want to with diesel fuel. Keep it level whenever you move it. On the back side, this is where you will grab your 13mm wrench. You're gonna go through the frame on the back side of the frame and loosen. Don't have to take the nuts completely off. 2, 3, 4 threads, you're good to go. Loosen them up, and this guy will legitimately slide out, slide over, and pull out from the frame. Keep it level, guys, because if not, you're gonna take a bath. Now, let's go to our D3 build. Let's get this fuel filter housing off the truck. We're underneath our 20 plus L5P. We've got to get this factory fuel filter housing removed off the truck, because that's where our Fass bracket's going to mount to. There's 4 steps in this process of getting it off the truck. Let's start with step 1. The electrical connector up top. We need to get it off there. We're going to press the tab down. So I'm going to put my thumb on the bottom side, press gently, pull it out. Move the electrical harness out of the way. That's step 1. Step 2, the line coming from the tank, the blue line, pull the tab towards the frame on the very nose of it. You'll feel it click. That releases the tab. Now we need to pinch it on the back side and pull it towards the tank. That will get it off the nipple. So I pinched it and I'm going to pull it. Now keep in mind, fuel's going to come out and it's going to spray you, so have a towel over here. Our third step, go all the way over here to the yellow connector. This is the feed line to the engine. Same process, the little connector on top of the yellow tab, pull it towards the cab, that released it. Now we need to pinch the very top of it, pinch it with my hand, and then we're going to wiggle it up and down. That'll get it off the feed line, and that line is now disconnected. Keep in mind, fuel will be going everywhere. Okay, so we're unmounted on the inside of the frame. We need to go to the outside of the frame and remove the 3 nuts. Do not have to take them off all the way, but loosen them up 3 to 4 turns. All right, I've got 1 nut behind here. I'm going to put my 13mm socket through the frame. I'm going to loosen it 3 or 4 turns. Perfect. I'm going to move on to the second nut on the inside of here. Loosen it up 3 or 4 turns. Go directly above it. That is the 3rd nut. You're going to push the wiring harness up just a little bit. You're going to get it on there. Loosen it up 3 to 4 turns. Perfect. Now my bracket is ready to be released from the frame with the fuel filter housing still intact. How do we do that? Slide it to the left, pull out. So now I'm going to slide the bracket to the left, keep it level or you're gonna take a bath. Once you keep it level, that is the fuel filter housing off the truck. We're ready to mount our Fass bracket on the frame. Now we're ready to mount the Fass bracket to the inside of the frame. The exact same holes that we used the factory fuel filter, 1, 2, 3, are the same holes on the back side of our billet Fass bracket. And we don't have the Fass on here. It's much easier for me to handle and show you guys up close and personal how it fits inside the frame. Let's get it mounted in there. What we're gonna do, we've got our 3 Allen head bolts that we showed you guys on the table. The boss the furthest away from me, we're gonna put a bolt in there with the washer. We're gonna thread it in a couple turns. The single boss, we're gonna put that Allen head bolt in there with the washer and thread it in a couple turns. My lowest one here, leave that bolt out. Okay, now we're gonna dive it into the frame. It pushes left because that's the largest opening of the hole, and then we slide it in right. So I'm gonna tilt the bracket up, logo facing down. I'm gonna go ahead and chase it into that hole. If the washer fights you, because it needs a fit behind it, if it fights you, take some kind of a pick, place the washer behind the frame, and when you do that, then we can get this hole over here to the right done. All right, you can see here, guys, see the washer's on the outside of the frame. That's an incorrect installation. It needs to dive in that hole. When it dives into the hole, you can take the bracket, slide it towards the engine. All right, watch the bracket. It's about to slide to the right. Use both hands here, watch closely, and that's set. So we've seen the bracket onto the frame, but now we've got our Fass fuel pump attached to the billet bracket. This is exactly how your installation will go. The bracket and the pump need to be put together before you mount it to the frame. Let's now put ours on the frame, the same procedure as before. We're gonna tilt the front of the Fass pump up. We're gonna slide the back bolt in through the frame. Once it's set in the frame, the washer is behind the frame. Do the same procedure for the very front boss. The washer goes behind the frame. Then we just slide it over to the right. We need to finish putting our M6 bolt that is left out at the bottom of the boss here. Goes through the frame. Take your M6 Allen, put the Allen head on it, put it through the frame. Be careful, don't drop it. Tighten it up, come over here, tighten this boss on the outside of the frame, and then finally the upper boss on this inside of the frame, tighten it up here. And once that's done, our Fass fuel system is now secured to the frame, and we're ready to complete our installation of our low pressure system. So today we got to see our billet bracket installed on the 20 Plus L5P Duramax for the Fass fuel system. Now if you guys need a game plan, you need something that complements the bracket. What is it? Our stage 1 low pressure fuel system, but you want to see that installation video. Drop us a comment below, let us know you'd like to see it. I can do it on the ground. I know you guys can do it on the ground too. Go to pointblankperformance.com. You can check out these brackets in raw billet, so that way you can run it in its raw form. It's badass, it's milled, it's pretty. Or you can powder coat it to match everything underneath the hood, but you're in a damn hurry and you need it in black, and black kicks ass. You can get it today at Point Blank Performance. While you're at it, jump on there, check out our hats, check out our beanies, and check out the Point Blank Performance hoodies, because guys, winter is coming and it's going to get cool, and we're going to be dynoing the hell out of a bunch of trucks. Now, guys, Casey's truck back here is powered by our D3 HP package. This truck matches from the lift to the tow hooks to the wheels to what's underneath it. We've got a ton of fuel. We've got a big VGT turbocharger. We've been beating up on them all year. Now I've got cool air, I've got fuel, I've got big wheels and tires, I've got a heavy right foot. We're gonna send this thing on the Mustang dyno. Like, subscribe to YouTube channel, 20 Plus L5P owners. We're not gonna, what's the word? Put around about it. We're gonna send this thing to its next level and see what kind of power we can do. See you next time here at Point Blank Performance.